Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you two episodes of Raising Kanan. Okay, episode it's season 3. Nope, it's season 4, episode 4 and 5. Okay, I apologize that I didn't bring you the last episode in a timely fashion. I am so sorry, but I'm bringing you episode 4 and 5. Okay, all right. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. We do TV and movie reviews here. Okay, and if you are returning, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right now. All right. All right. Give me a thumbs up. Like, share, and subscribe. And comment to my channel. And we will begin. All right. So, episode 4 begins with Marvin disguised as a hotel worker. And he beats up and takes a person named Tremont, okay, out the building, and yeah, so that's where it all begins. Okay, he goes to his hotel, beat him up, throw him in the little clothes thing, and take him out. Okay, so that's where it begins. Okay. So Raq is pissed off. She talking to her mama. She pissed off. She said, "How you gonna tell us about your cancer over collard greens and cornbread?" And they argue about her dad's unaliving because he took his own life. And so she was like, "You left us fend for ourselves." And so the mom was like, "Listen, I was scared too." She was like, "I had 3 kids that I had to support and everything like that." She said, "I wasn't perfect." And Raquel left. She was like, she left, and she said that you want forgiveness, and I can't get that to you yet. Okay, but she said you want forgiveness, but she said I can't get that to you. So she leaves. OC, the little person, OC tell Kanan that they were robbed. Okay, he don't know who he's robbed by. Okay, but we all know who he was. He was jacked by, and that was Unique. But they said that he was jacked. He got jacked, and so Kanan upset, so he got to go and find out who did it. But he sets up Crystal and Juke to talk. So Juke come over, and cause Crystal said Juke hates me, and that's Crystal's word, not mine. That not mine. That was Crystal word. She said Crystal hate her. Juke hate her, and I can see why. I forgot that she had some ladies drunk Juke. Yeah. But anyway, so Kanan lets Juke in. Then he leaves, and Juke was like, "I can come with you." He said, "No, y'all sit here and talk." So they do some small talk, and then Crystal apologizes for having some young ladies try to beat her up, even though Juke basically basically beat them all up. Okay, yeah, that's the end of that. Okay, so yeah, so Raq and Marvin are putting the squeeze on Tremont. So apparently he's in an abandoned pool. We don't know where this abandoned pool is. And Marvin is just beating the hell out of him. And Raq, they playing Russian roulette, whatever. So Tremont was, he give up his supplier. He said, if you would have asked me, you ain't had to beat me up, but you could have asked me. You ain't had to beat me up and stuff, but hey. So Lou is in the studio with B Rilla. And this lady walked in, and so Lou was like, "Who are you?" And so she was like, "I'm Imani," and I couldn't, she has the I think an African last name that I'm not trying to pronounce, but we just gonna call her by her first name, Imani. She said, "I am B Rilla's product manager." And so Lou was like, he don't even have a product yet. And she was just like, I'm going to make sure the product is good so we can market it to the correct people. So Lou ain't happy about that. He was like, okay, well, you need to get out. She was like, okay, I'll leave. So Kanan makes the payment to Pops and Snap. Okay. Snaps was like, this a little light. And Kanan was like, my spot got hit. And Pops said, you got to keep a reserve, okay? He said, because our dividends stay the same, whether you get hit or not. Okay? Whether you get hit or not, our dividends remain the same. That's the truth. That's true. He said, so you got to keep a reserve. You got to keep a reserve. And so Pop was like, did Raq get hit too? And he was like, I don't know, ask her. You know how Kanan can't stand his mama, even though his mama do everything for him. And she did. She did. But he said ask her. But she did. She got hit. She got hit quite a few times. Okay. And so Snaps was like, he asked you. And so Kanan was like, there's trouble everywhere. It is. It is. So Pops said he's going to introduce him to Quan. That's Raq's supplier. Okay. So Unique is talking to Early at his little mechanic shop. And he wants people to see him. He's trying to stop hiding and stuff like that. He wants people to see him. Then Marvin show up, and why he hide? Why he hide? Marvin show up. Why he hide? Okay. And so Early was like, listen, if you want to do this face to face, you could do this now. He was like, no, I ain't gonna, I'm all right. So, uniquely, Marvin wants Early to replace the man that he capped. He capped for Stefano. The bookie that, said that he was a do boy. And he said that man was like, I'm my own man. You doing what the master say, and then he did what the master say. He capped him. Okay, yeah. So he wants Early to replace that man who he capped when he wasn't supposed to. He wasn't supposed to, but he capped him anyway. So Juke goes to a lesbian bar and got hit on by a lady named Jackie. But Juke turns her down, even though she was looking at her whole time. Okay, she was checking her out the whole time. And when she come over and she said, "Can I buy you a drink?" Then she gets shy. Then she gets shy and turn her down. Whatever, Juke, whatever. So Juke and Laura are walking down the street, after the club and stuff. And unbeknownst to Juke, Laura has a husband, okay? So Laura's husband knocks down Juke onto the sidewalk and scratches her face up and then takes Laura into a car and drives off, okay? Honey. So Draymond, of course, he give up the connect that they ain't even have to beat him up. He was gonna give up that connect, okay? But they beat him up anyway. So, so I forgot his name. He owned a restaurant. It began with an I. Okay, I'll put it that way. It began with an I. So that was Tremond's connect, and then he was like, I hope you want to do more business with me more than Tremond did, because I guess Tremond was, a little light. But Raq told him, I want to be a supplier. I don't want to do business. I want to supply the business. I don't want to do business. I want to supply the business. So he got to introduce him to his supplier. So what he told told Raq to do is come by yourself, because she was with Marvin, her big brother. He was with Marvin. So he said, come tomorrow by yourself at the same time, okay, and we'll do business, okay. So, Lou and Imani is in the principal's office. In the principal's office. Or basically the label's office, okay? Yeah. And they said that they need to play together in the sandbox. They need to work together and stop, complaining about each other and everything like that. They need to work together, okay? So the principal told them they need to work together. They need to play together in the sandbox. Damn it. So Marvin takes early. Marvin takes early. Was I calling him Ely the whole time? I don't know. Marvin takes early to meet with Stefano to take over his little bookie business. Stefano tells Marvin that, we can do business together. He said, but if he, meaning early, makes any mistakes, then I'm looking at you, Marvin. I'm looking at you. You looking at me, I'm looking at you. You looking at me, I'm looking at you. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Okay? So Marvin was like, it ain't gonna be too hard to find me. So whatever. So Quan meets with Kanan. And so Quan said, how was that 20% hike? And Kanan had no idea about this 20% hike because his mama protects him. Okay? His mama protects him. So, but he played it off like all real G's do and said, it's all good. We just got to work a little harder. We just got to work a little harder. But good mamas protect their sons, and good G's make up stuff on the spot just in case they get caught. And that's what Kanan did. He was like, we just got to work hard. It's all right. So, that's what happened. Anyway, so Unique gets some flunky to shoot up this Asian warehouse. Okay. Okay, to shoot up the Asian warehouse where Raq and Marvin's shipment comes in. Okay, so they go in there. It ain't but two of them. They go in there with both guns blazing, and one only come out. Of course, that's unique because the other one ain't the main character. So the flunky did not come out alive, okay? But they shot up a lot of people in that warehouse. So Terry, the owner of the warehouse, is mad at Raq for the massacre of a lot of her family members, and so he trying to get out of the drug business. But Raq was like, "We family now. We family. You can't get out. You can't get out. Okay, we family." So Kanan, of course, he visits Stefano because Quan wants him to meet Stefano. So he meets with Stefano. And Stefano said the only reason why I'm meeting with you, I agreed to meet with you, is out of respect for Quan. He said, but your mama borrowed $500,000 from me to protect you. Okay. To protect you. Okay? Okay. Protect you from harm. Okay? Stefano, and she said, I ain't gonna pay $500,000 for my own kids. And she borrowed $500,000 to protect you. He said, go home, kid. Go home. And thank your lucky stars that you have a mama that loves you. Okay? Okay. 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 Boom. Okay. I know that's right. So Marvin comes home and sees Juke's face. And he said, somebody put their hands on you. He turned his face. Somebody put their hands on you. And so we'll get back to that later in the episode. So Raq actually went to the restaurant by herself. Okay, by herself. She walks through. He ushers her through the back of the restaurant, outside, down the stairs, and gets into a car by herself. Oh, no. No, God! No, God, please, no! Okay? No. It wouldn't have been me. It wouldn't have been me. Raq is a bad hoe because it wouldn't have been me. Okay? Them people could have took you could have shot you, threw you out in the woods somewhere. Girl, raped you. No, you could have sold you off into sold you off into some sex convent or something. I don't know. It's all kinds of stuff was, sex trafficking. That's what it is. Yeah. No, all kinds of stuff was in my head. But Raq did what she was told. She got in the car and she went to meet the supplier. His name is Safis. Okay. He lived in a high rise like the Jefferson. He did so fine in the kitchen. Okay. Be so fine on the... Okay, stop. But he lived in the high rise or something. So, yeah. I don't know if I could have done it. So, yeah, she met with him. So then, later on that evening... A few moments later... the cops when she at home, and cops come and visit Raq and tell her that Andre is deceased. Okay. And she did she know anything about it? And of course, Raq was like, no, I don't know nothing about it. So please leave. Please leave. Okay. I don't know. I had coffee with him. He was my lawyer. That's it. Please leave. So, Juke takes Marvin over to Laura's house. Marvin he going to beat up the husband. Okay. Laura's husband, okay? So, for putting hands on Juke. And Juke don't want him to take his gun because she don't want him to kill him. She just want him to beat him up. So she say, leave it in the car. And so Marvin, that's his daughter. He left it in the car. So he go up in there, and they fighting. They duking it out or whatever. Yeah. So then he did pull out a gun, and he shot Marvin, but he shot him in the arm. And then, I guess I think Marvin kicked the gun away or whatever. And so they still fighting. And then he pulled out a knife. Okay. And he was on top of Marvin. Okay. And he was like, nah. And then Juke, boop. Okay. She army training. Boop. Tagged him. He out. So thank God that she came and got him, from the door. Because if not, she would have lost her daddy. Okay. But whatever the case may be, they run out. And that was the end of the episode. So, on to episode 5. Okay. On to episode 5. So, episode 5, they are flashing back to Famous when he was a child. And so, Famous grew up with his older sister and his mama. And his dad was abusing his mama and him and his sister. So, they went back and forth. And so when mom finally got the courage to leave, Famous ran back in the house to get his toy or something like that. And he got cornered by his daddy. Okay. And he said, where you going? Where you going? And so then the mama came back in the house and stabbed him. Boop. And then she ran, and they left, and then they had to go to the shelter. So that was the one of the flashbacks that happened at the beginning of the episode. Okay. So then today, Famous mom is going to the police station to find out where Famous is. Because she said that after he was missing for 48 hours, they said come back in 5 days. She came back in 5 days. She said and then they said give it 3 weeks, and she gave it 3 weeks, and then they said give it 2 months, and she gave it 3 months, and she still don't know where her son is. So asshole Garcia, Detective Asshole Garcia. That's his first name, Asshole, as far as I'm concerned. Asshole Garcia. He said that he was not missing. He is on the run because he has a warrant out for his arrest. And he said so he is not missing. He is a fugitive. And the mama was like, no, because he was cooperating and he would never go on the run. He would, uh, sit here and take whatever's coming to him and stuff like that. So she was like, no, he ain't a runner. He ain't a track star, okay? So then Detective Aso Garcia says, if you want to know more about Kanan, no, if you want to know um, where Famous is, ask Kanan Starks. I thought Kanan's last name was Thomas. I'm just, I really thought Kanan's last name was Thomas, but he said Kanan Starks. So she was just like, why should I ask Kanan Stark? Because they've been friends since kindergarten. He said he probably know more about it than he letting on. So, asshole Garcia, he get on my nerve. Anyway, so Marvin tells Raq that the barrels that's coming into the Asian warehouse that got shot up in the last episode by Unique and his loser friend. Yeah. His his deceased loser friend. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so he said those barrels are showing up empty. So Raq has to have a talk with Terry, because he trying to get out. So Raq tells Marvin about Andre. Yeah, Marvin about Andre. And so, going to the upper room. Going to the upper room. And so Raq was like, man, he had connections everywhere. He said, and Marvin said, yeah, I'm going to really miss that nigga. I said, no, that's right. He got y'all out of a lot of stuff, okay? You really gonna miss him. So OC takes money to Kanan, and OC wants to know why he keeps skimming off the top of the money, and so he need to keep a reserve. That's what Pops told him. Okay, he need to keep a reserve, or he gonna go to the upper room too. Okay. Okay, so he need to keep a reserve just in case he get hit. Okay, because the man who hit him the first time is still out there. So he need to keep a reserve. I don't blame him. And so, but Kanan said that's none of your business, and it is not none of your business. Okay, that is not none of your business. Okay, so you need to get the book up. Okay, so Laura meets up with Juke and asks her if she had anything to do with her husband's unaliving. And so Juke denied it. And then she, proclaims that she's happy he gone anyway. So what you care for? What you care for? What you care for? So Imani and Lou, they go to see some acts around town. The first act they saw was a bootleg Black Sheep, okay? You remember Black Sheep. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. Yeah, that was the bootleg Black Sheep. Then they go to another club, and then they see a bootleg third base without the tall, lanky guy in the suit. Okay, it's just the guy with the glasses on. he sound like third base, and he looked like third base. Okay, yeah. And then they go to another club and they go and they see a bootleg Wu-Tang Clan. Okay. Cream dollar bill, y'all. Yeah. But he didn't like Black Sheep, the bootleg Black Sheep. But he did like the bootleg Wu-Tang Clan, and he did like the bootleg Third Base. Okay. Pop goes the Weasel because the Weasel go pop. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so he liked them, but he didn't like the bootleg Wu-Tang. I mean, the bootleg Black Sheep. So Marvin wants to talk to Juke about what happened that at the last scene of the last episode where she guns down. And that's not even a laughing matter, but where she takes matters into her own hands. Um, yeah, and unalives uh, Laura's husband. Okay, let's put it that way, because that's not a laughing matter. We're gonna put it that way. Okay, and so Juke was like, "I'm okay," you know. She said, I'm okay. And so he was like, the army got you hard like that. He was like, she said, no. She said, I'm okay. And she said, the army don't have me hard. The army don't have me hard. Living in this with an auntie that's a dealer, a daddy that's a dealer, a cousin that's a dealer. The army done get me hard. Nope. And I agree. The army didn't get her hard. Life got her hard. But anyway, she said that she happy he gone anyway. So moving forward. So Marvin and Raq go to visit Terry warehouse to find out what's going on. But he ain't talking. He ain't saying nothing. So they leave. And so Raq said, "You gotta press hard, but not too hard because we still need them. Okay, we still need them. Don't press hard, but not too hard. Okay, just hard enough. Okay, hard enough to make them talk, and then, but not too hard because we still need them." So famous mom asked Kanan and Juke where Sean is, and Kanan said, "I don't know. I'm as worried as you are." And he said, the cops can't. The cops told you to come talk to me. He said, was it asshole Garcia? He ain't say asshole, but that's what I said. Was it him? And she said, yeah. And so, yeah, she said, he said, I'm as worried as you are. And then he get a phone call, and then he apologizes to famous mom, but they gotta go because her grandmama fell, and so they gotta go check on grandma. So Unique meets her with Sal's friend. Now I did not get his name, so his name right now is called Sal's friend because I had no idea what his name was. Okay, but he met up with Sal's widow on the last episode, and she said, I'm gonna give you this guy and tell him that Sal's widow sent you, Teresa. Yeah. So anyway, I still didn't get his name, so his name is better known as Sal's friend. All right. So they meet up with him because Sal is the guy who Marvin killed for Stefano. Yeah. Anyway, so Sal's wife referred Unique to him, and he said, but Sal's friend said, I'm not too fond of you. And Unique told him about Raq trying to kill Raq killed him and his brother and stole his business, and he killed and she killed Sal as well. So he said, Unique said, I want to make life miserable for her, and he just want to know if you want a piece of this too. So, and so Sal's friend said, excuse me, Sal's friend said that Sal didn't like you at all either. He said, and I've never heard of Raq. He called her a black broad. I'm sorry. I never heard of that black broad Raq trying to kill you. Okay. And so he was like, well, who else gonna know who tried to kill me but me? And so Sal's friend was like, I don't answer questions. I ask you questions. Yes. Boom. Okay. And so Unique was like, don't nobody know how to play this game better. And Sal's friend was like, well, you done, what did he say? You done lost twice. He said, so I don't think you know how to play the game because you done lost twice. And so Unique was like, I'm the MVP. All I need is a team around me. And so he said, yeah, you do, because all you have is a hard-on for revenge and a fucked up attitude. Neither of which will justify me backing you against Stefano. I know that's right. Okay. He said, so get the fuck out of here. Okay. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. Boop. Okay. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. So he ain't get nowhere with Sal's friend. Okay. He said, come back when you got a team around you, because you ain't gonna use my team. So we'll see. Grandma fell. Juke called the ambulance to take her to the hospital. Quan becomes heated because Raq didn't bring him the 20% increase. And Quan said he liked doing business with Unique because he was a man of his word and he had honor. And Quan said, you like honor. And Raq was like, how the what he say? How the fuck he said, yeah, she said, how the fuck you a man of your word? Your word don't mean shit. She said, we agree on one thing, and we agree on one price, and you changed it. She said, I'm not looking for a man. I'm looking for a nigga with a heart. With a heart. And she said, cause that, and he said, that ain't you, because this is some bitch shit. I said, ooh. Okay. This is some bitch shit. Okay. So Quan was like, I met your son. She said, he's a nice kid, and I hope you're a better mother than you are a businesswoman. And so Raq was like, fuck you. And he said, we're done. He said, I will let Stefano know. So Grandma, they need to find some nursing care for Grandma when she come home from the hospital. Lou said, I can't do it. He said, because that's going to start me drinking. Okay. All right, so after Quan said we're not doing business no more, Raq goes to Safis and tries to go to get her supply business off the ground. Okay, since she insulted Quan and he let her go, she needs something else, and so Safis needs to meet with her team now. Okay, and so Raq said we'll set up the meeting. I don't know what team she got going on here. It's just Marvin. Okay, maybe Luke, maybe not. We don't know. But what other team she got going on? But heck, she probably make up somebody. Anyway, so we back to Grandma. Grandma wants Marvin to give her a lethal dose of morphine so she can go to the upper room. Okay. She's trying to go to the upper room too, okay? So Marvin is contemplating. He was like, I can't do it, mama. And then she get mad at him and she called him sorry mama sorry Marvin. Not sorry mama. Sorry Marvin. Just kept calling us sorry Marvin. Sorry Marvin. Sorry Marvin. I said, you ain't gonna get into heaven that way. You on your deathbed. You ain't gonna get into heaven that way. OC meets with, OC the little person. Yeah, he meet with Unique in his car. Okay? And he over here, he said, you got a tissue because OC is getting high off of Kanan's supply? Yes. And so he said, you got some tissue? He was like, nigga, I will blow your brains out. Now that ain't funny, but that was funny when he said it. Anyway, so he said, so OC tells Unique that Raq is trying to find a new supplier. And Kanan is skimming off the top. But Unique was like, well, it ain't really stealing when you taking your when you taking from your mom. Excuse me, sir. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, it is. Okay. I wish my son would be stealing from me. Okay. We're not doing that. So Unique's baby mom accuses Raq of putting the money in her mailbox. And Raq was like, why would I be putting money in your mailbox? And she was like, well, you feel guilty because you had Unique killed. She was like, I did not have Unique killed. She was like, I was screaming from the mountaintop. That was not me. And she said, so I don't know why. She was like, but don't look a gift horse in the mouth. She said, that's free money. And then the baby mama was like, nothing is for free. And I agree with that. So that's gonna come back to haunt him. Marvin goes to Terry to talk. He got to press him, but he can't press him too hard because they still need him, right? Okay, so he got to press him. But Terry said he don't want to do business with them no more. And if they try to threaten him or whatever, he going to the police. Oh boy. So Marvin on the live. So moving on. That's it. He just shot him. Okay, we done. Yeah. When you threaten to go to the police, that's the end. That's the end of the conversation. Oh, anyway. So then at the end of the show, it was a young boy who was trying to steal from one of the corner stores or whatever. So he stole a 40 ounce. And so he running, and the owner is running after him. Now I don't know who was in the store because the owner running after him. So who was guarding the store? We don't know, but the owner running after him, and he go up into this abandoned building and find Famous's body under a mattress. Yeah. So Famous went to the upper room too. Okay. So a lot of people going in the upper room. Okay. So yeah. So Unique meets with Quan. So we'll know about that next week. They just meet. That was the end of that scene, and then Kanan finds out that Famous is dead, and he's looking for revenge. Okay, so that was the end of 2 episodes. So give me a thumbs up, like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.